Okay, so we're going to do a super fast video for the first section of Unit 4, which is properties of exponents. This is definitely review. We just got done doing these in logarithms, so we should be okay. So here's all your product rules. When you have the same base and you're multiplying, you add those exponents. When you raise a power to a power, you multiply. When you have a power of a product, meaning that you have a product inside the parentheses, you raise everything to that power. Anything to the zero power is 1. Quotient rule, you subtract the exponents. Negative rule, we know that means a reciprocal, so we do 1 over, and we make that exponent positive. Same thing with power of a quotient, we need to apply that power to both the numerator and the denominator, and anything to the first power is just that base. So let's do these 8 little practice problems. Get these done. Probably be your shortest notes in history, so that's good. Okay, so we've got same base, and I'm multiplying the bases. Make my camera a little clearer there. There we go. And so then we have, I'm just adding those two together, so you should have 10 to the 47th. I have the same base all the way across, and I'm multiplying, so I'm going to add all of those exponents. 19 plus 11 is 30, plus 12 is 42. What my advice is to do on these is I always take the coefficients first and multiply those and kind of get them out of the way. Remember, anything that doesn't have an exponent is understood to be a 1. And I'm adding these together, so I've got 2 a's over here and 1 over here, so I've got a to the third. For my b's, 1 plus 4 is 5, and then I have 1c. For number 4, kind of the same idea as number 3. Negative 8 times negative 7 is 56. I've got 6 and 2 f's, so I've got f to the 8th. I have 1 and 5 g's, so I've got g to the 6th and h. Okay, so for number 5, we kind of have a couple of things that we've got to take care of. One is I usually simplify this first one, because that means I have 3 to the 6th and y to the 6th. That exponent has to apply to both. And if you think about it, these are 3 to the first and y to the first. And then using our power property, we know that we have to multiply powers to powers. So then I would just bring these over, and I would have x to the 5th, y squared, and z. So if I'm combining that, I have 3 to the 6th, x to the 5th. Try to put it in alphabetical order. It seems to be more consistent. Y to the 8th, and z. Okay. All right, when we have a negative exponent, we know that means reciprocal, so it will flip to the other side, in this case up, and that exponent becomes positive. So in a division situation, I always move all of my exponents first that need to be moved, and then simplify. So 4.2 divided by 0.6 is 7, and I'm going to see if I've got more x's on the top or the bottom, and I have more on the bottom by 5. The other way you know that is 4 minus 9 is negative 5. Negative means it would go on the bottom. Now I've got both of my y's on the top. 14 plus 5 is 19, so I have y to the 19th. Okay, here that's a negative 3 on number 7. I know it's kind of hard to see. So I'm going to raise all of my powers first, because that will actually help simplify a little bit. So I would have 3 to the negative 3. X, negative 5 times negative 3, that's a power, so I need to multiply, would be x to the 15th, and y to the negative 3rd. Then, I'm going to do the same thing down here. 2 to the negative 3, and 4 times negative 3 would be negative 12, and then negative 11 times negative 3 would be y to the 33. So I'm going to use some room down here and kind of work that out. So anything that's a positive exponent, I'm going to leave where it is. Anything that's a negative exponent, I'm going to move. So let's start with that 3 to the negative 3. I'm going to move that down below and change it to a positive exponent. By the same token, that 2 to the negative 3, I'm going to move up to the top. I'll put it over here and change it to a positive exponent, because I know that that means reciprocal, so I know I need to move it. My x to the 15th is okay. My x to the negative 12th, I'm going to put up here also and change to a positive. And that y to the negative 3 is going to come down. Now I just need to tighten everything up and simplify it. So start with your coefficients. 2 to the 3rd is 8. and I have 15 plus 12, so I have 27 as my power of x, and then 3 to the third is 27, and I have 3 plus 33 as my power of y, so I have y to the 36th. Okay, and lastly, good, happy face, cat face, ghost to the 0 power. Anything to the 0 power is 1. Okay, that's it for section 4.1. Section 4.2 is equally short, and those both need to be done by Monday and Tuesday. Thanks.